Hey everybody, it's Kenny K here again, making another video, this time a comparison video of a original one and a remake. I did that with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2000, from 1974, the original, I think so, and the remake from 2003. And I actually preferred the remake because it was really well done. And I actually thought that the remake boom started around this my uh, after the mini revival of the slasher movies from Wes Craven's Scream. You know, my blood. I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legends, and then the remake boom started. Now it started way earlier, even earlier than the first one that I saw. What I thought that I saw was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it blew me away. Whoa, that's something different, completely different with Arlie Ermy. It's super cool. But The Thing from 1980, John Carpenter, he remade The Thing from Another Planet, but he did something completely different with it. Same story, but better, just better. Although I like The Thing from Another Planet too. Now, the one that I want to compare is My Bloody Valentine with the 1981 original and the 2009 remake. Now, if you have watched a few of my videos, you know that my top five horror movies, fourth place goes to My Bloody Valentine. So that's a little bit of a spoiler. So it's obvious which I'm going to choose, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad video. We can take comparisons and nitpick a little bit and take out the pluses and the minuses out there, because I'm going to try to be neutral and say this and this and this is good, this and this is bad, because the remake does have its merit. Now, the remake had a 5.4. I'm giving it a 5.5. It does have a rewatchability value. The actors are all known faces, but I can't really um, set them. I can't really visualize them in the movies that like Jensen Ackles is Tom Hanniger. Jamie King is Sarah. Kerr Smith, and he I really saw in a lot of movies, is Axel Foley. Oh, Axel is Axel Foley. Oh fuck! So there is now my he has the same name as Eddie Murphy's character, and Tom Atkins with his whiskers, looking cool as ever, even at that age because he's old. He's the retired Sheriff Burke, and he shot down Harry Warden and he killed him. He was the one who killed Harry Warden. Then you have, I think, which is not really um, talked about in the remake, Ben, which is one of the older men that works in the mine. He has a large stock. He has not the majority of stocks, but a large amount of stocks. But his name in the IMDb list is Ben Foley, so it's the father of Axel Foley. And if this is a spoiler, you know, in the original, Axel is a killer, and his father was one of the supervisors that led to the demise of all those five miners. And Harry Warden came back and killed him, the dad of Axel, and that's why Axel became cuckoo in the head. Now, in this one, in the remake, They what I liked was they expand the story of Harry Warden. So you have Harry Warden himself, Tom Hanniger being the young guy working for his dad in the mines, and Harry being this bulky guy, big guy, bald, and saying, "You know what you're doing, kid. Don't mess around." And I know what I'm doing, Harry, and is he letting him down? He does something stupid. Tom, he plays the role of TJ in the remake, um, and everything starts to blow up, and Harry's like, "God damn kid!" And eventually, the newspapers say that he didn't eat them, but killed them with a pickaxe to have more oxygen because they were deprived of their oxygen, and he killed them for more oxygen. Then he went to the hospital and he goes on a killing spree, killing everybody on that floor, everybody, like 7, 8 people. Then going to the mine, and at the mine, the entrance number 5, because it's weird. The, in the original, the mining is this big ass building, and you have this one big entrance with elevators and or that that cart, but this one has these different like manholes, like sewer holes that are in multiple numbers, and they are like number 5 is in the middle of nowhere in a forest area. You can't park your car there. It's weird. It's weird. Now a few people are holding like 10, 20 people, high school students are holding a party, which one of them is Axel, and he hates Tom because he's jealous that he goes with Sarah. Okay, so he's already a douchebag, being a douchebag, and when they arrive, it's the Harry Warden arrives. Harry Warden basically starts to slaughter everyone, and um, Axel takes Sarah and Irene, one of the last survivors. He takes them to a car. He sees Tom. He's still alive. He sees it, and he's like almost saying "fuck you." Just puts the car on, and Sarah's like, "No, no, Tom, Tom," and he drives away. So basically, he left Tom to die, um, which is a dick move already, in my opinion. Okay, Harry Warden, because Harry Warden wasn't only he was a guy with strength. He was strong. Now Tom Atkins as a sheriff, and then Ben, they come at the right moment when he wants to give the coup de grace to Tom. They shot him. They shoot him. He crunches and he sees and he just runs away, and they go after him, and you don't really know what happened to him. Presumed dead. All right. Um, the Harry Warden character was played by a guy named Richard John Walkers. Never heard of him, but he's played Harry Warden. So I like that expanded Harry Warden, the brutality of Harry Warden. I like that. I really like that, and you get that in the original, but not so much. Just the supervisor kill, punching a hole in his heart cavity, and uh, pulling the heart out, which is also cool. Spattering the blood under the bed, hiding Axel, and that's the reason why he becomes crazy. Um, he watched his father die. Now, his father sort of deserved it because they just were they didn't want it to wait, him and another supervisor, and left those guys to just fuck you. We're not gonna check the methane levels, and so they just wanted to go to the Valentine's Day party. Now, talking about the gore, there's a lot of gore in both of these movies. So there are pluses in both of these movies. In the first one, of course, the practical effects, and you do know I'm a practical effect guy, and I believe in the remake. It seems like they used, especially for the 3D things, they used CGI. But the CGI, if they used CGI, they used good CGI. It was convincing. It were convincing kills. One, for example, is when sadly a retired Sheriff Burke, Tom Atkins, dies. He gets a pickaxe through the mouth, and it resembles a kill from the original one, except in the original one he gets a pickaxe through the throat, but through the eye, and the eyeballs hanging out, and that seems way creepier. And he's pulling it, towards while he's just hanging on that pickaxe. In this one, he just rips the lower jaw off Tom Atkins. You see it for a millisecond on Tom Atkins, and then you see this clump of blood with teeth. You see a few teeth hang towards the screen, the 3D effect. But I hate 3D. I never want to see. I saw the first new Star Wars movie there, Part 7, in 3D, and with glasses, it's horrifying. And when you want to put it off, it's blurry, so you have to put on the glasses. That's never again. Um, so 3D has nothing. It does nothing for me. Nothing. Um, what was I saying? So the gore is plentiful. More kills in the remake than in the original. The taking out the hearts is more visceral. Instead of punching the hole, he cuts them open completely from here to here, and then takes out the heart, and then he says, "Be mine forever," like in the original is also, and then put the heart in a heart-shaped box, a candy box. Um, but then let's talk about the characters. Most of the characters, acting is good. Let's first talk about the acting. Acting is good, both sides. Great acting, great acting. Um, Pluses for both sides. I like the original because they have the blue collar characters, and they're all friends, and you believe they're friends. With that, when their shift is over, they're showering, and they say first one to the pub or the bar or whatever pays the brew, so the beers, and they have this banjo music, but it sounds quirky, but it's it's the banjo music represents their friendship, and they're also doing that thing with what Bishop does in Aliens when he does with Bill Paxton's character. He's the tuk, 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 with the knife. They're playing the same game, and they're doing it a rapid, fairly not so fast as Bishop, of course. But they're doing it too, but they're just watching at each other, Hollis and Axel. And now Axel cuts himself, and everybody laughs. And when everything is silent, TJ is the only one still laughing. Um, and that's something I want to talk about later on. Hollis is my favorite character, actually, of the movie. He sadly dies because he's the only one that he seems like a swell guy. When Axel and TJ go mano a mano, he takes Axel, and he's actually more friends with TJ than Axel. He just throws him away. He has power. This guy, he's a little bit fat, but he's power. It's, but it's nice to see them because they are real friends. When they come to the hall where they are holding the party, their girlfriends are all there, and one of these guys is a big ass guy. He's like 7 feet long. He takes his girlfriend by the head, picks her up by the head, kisses her. That should have hurt. I mean, the ligaments in your neck. That's dangerous what he did. But the characters were nicer. The characters in the remake are darker. And you know what? It's a spoiler. Tom is the killer. He thinks he's Harry Warden. He's been in a mental ward for 10 years, for 7 years, but he's gone for 10 years, and he believes he's Harry Warden because he caused the accident. And actually, I sort of feel sympathetic towards Tom. He's there to sell the mine, but he doesn't eventually doesn't want to because he knows the town is gonna go under. And Axel is trying everything uh, to, 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 to fuck him over. To There's a moment when they think he is the killer, but he didn't do it, and then Tom knows he's being, you know, fucked over. He says, Sarah settled for you. Then he just sucker punches him. He has anger issues. He's a fucking adulterated motherfucker. In the beginning of the movie, he fucks another girl who's the employee of his wife in the supermarket. She works as a cashier, or in the filling the racks, and she's fucking pregnant. And he reacts like, oh, okay, what the fuck? And apparently, then uh, his wife, when they were younger, they took a picture of Tom and Sarah, and she still has that picture because still has feelings for Tom. Uh, because she actually just settled. She actually did settle for Axel because, like I said, Axel is. She knows he's cheating on him. He's an anger. He has anger issues. He isn't there for his family. He has a kid, a boy. He's just a jerk. He's an asshole, and that minus point really and I really wanted him to die in a horrible way, but he doesn't die. He just get because he's Tom is not strong. Every guy he goes up against kicks his ass, and then by sheer luck, taking the pickaxe, he gets him and then starts to kill him with the pickaxe, the coup de grace. And Axel seems stronger than Tom, and that's not what the miner is. The miner is imposing, he's strong, and that felt in the original. He felt strong when he's destroying, killing those lights, and he's coming there like a hulking figure. He's strong, you know. The miner in this one is like he even gets kicked by a woman, and he just falls over, and he really has trouble killing people because he doesn't know how to defend himself. And that was also a minus. Sarah is okay, but she's naive. Eventually, at the end, she all through the movie, she's like, Axel, you're a bad husband. And then at the end, when he gets stabbed, a pickaxe stab in the ribs, but he survives. I love you. I love you too. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. He didn't deserve that. Axel deserved to die. That's all I gotta say about him. It's gonna, nah. Um, there is. Uh, let's talk about the atmosphere. The town in the original one is Valentine's Bluff, and it's a creepy town. It's an eerie town. It has atmosphere. It looks almost abandoned, but it isn't. But it's right on the bluffs on the ocean, and it's kind of misty. And at night, it's really misty and really creepy. And there is a moment when Sarah is walking alone at home, and you think, oh, she's gonna get it. You really think, okay, oh, and then she gets a light in her face, which looks like the miner's, headlight, and it's Sheriff uh, Newbie, played by Don Shanks. Uh, he's doing his midnight rounds, and it's just, and also, it's only him, that the sheriff, and one deputy, and that's it. That gives you that creepy film, because in Harmony they have like 10, 20 police officers, deputies, because it's a sheriff. But there was no real atmosphere in the remake. I didn't feel that town gave atmosphere. The mine didn't even feel atmospheric and creepy. Also, the tension, for some reason, because that remake has that Scream-esque kind of vibe. You see everything coming. You see everything coming. You see when Tom Atkins is gonna die. You get the same wash machine kill, and the deputy calls for Burke. Okay, he sees that light. When he's gonna turn around, that the miner's gonna be there. It's really obvious. It's obvious. The tension is almost zero. Also, the fact that you have a 10-year leap between when Warden kills everybody and then Tom comes down. The only thing they changed up is that Axel has a beanie on his head and this t-shirt over another t-shirt with long sleeves. And they gave him 10 years later, they gave him just a little beard, a goatee. And then Tom had a cap on. And then 10 years later, he didn't have a cap on, but he looks exactly the same. So that was stupid. Then also talking about Irene, so one of the girls that survived that night. She's fucking this trucker really hard, riding the pony. You see everything, her tits. She's a beautiful woman, but you see her tits, her vajayjay, and her vajayjay is as smooth as a baby's bottom. No landing strip or something. It even looks like it's a mannequin, so smooth. It looks like a mannequin, but she is. So the guy apparently filmed it, and she wants it back, and she's bouncing around with her tits and her vajayjay, and she's like going outside with a gun that's not loaded, but she wants to threaten him, give that tape back. She's completely nude outside. Then she throws a gun at his head. Then the miner kills him. He drops the camera. Then she runs away in the nude. She fights the miner in the nude. Like I said, she kicks him a few times, and he really just falls over because she was a really tough bird. She was really like, fuck you, asshole. And then even until her death, she was swearing. So she was a tough cookie. But you know, A lot of people, slasher fans, say they want three things: cool killer, gore, and tits. Now, I got a beautiful wife. I like her tits. Usually, the women in slasher movies are beautiful. If you see a glimpse of some tits, okay, but it doesn't make or break the movie for me. You know what I mean? And this was too long, too too long. They did it. It was exaggerated a little bit, you know. And I'm all for seeing that, but then so long going on the street, just pure naked. It's just almost marginalized. You know what I mean? But okay, that was weird. Megan is the girl where Axel cheats on. She gets killed. She gets her heart, ripped out. She did it to take, not to. She That was in the supermarket. They were closing it up for tonight, and he wasn't really going after Sarah. He was going after Megan because he wanted to make a point that she's connected to Axel. And then she knew that she was that they were fucking, that were having an affair. Not thinking she knew. I think if she knew, I think if she knows that she's pregnant, because at the end she finds a heart-shaped box at the local, his dad's old house, and there's a heart-shaped box that she gave to Axel, and I think she's in the on the card says I'm pregnant, so she knows. Even that, she still says I love you, knowing he had an affair with her, had sex with her, and then impregnated her. Oh my God, he still loves it. She, I think she's really desperate. Okay, there's this child involved. It's always hard, this and that. I know it's sometimes a hard decision to break up if children are involved. There's a house involved, things are involved. But okay. Um, so yeah, I didn't like Axel for one bit, and I actually had pity for Tom, and that shouldn't happen. And Sarah had a bigger role, which I liked. Was a little bit more active, more of a strong woman. Um, Also, in the original, because here it's in the remake, it's Tom Hanniger. In the original, you have we never know what TJ stands for, TJ Hanniger, because he's the son of the mayor and the Hanniger mine. So Mayor is Hanniger, is Mayor Hanniger. But there's a moment, if you remember, if you've seen the old movie, when he, and that's what I something I didn't like in the old movie, that TJ just comes to town. He expects to claim Sarah. He's gone for 10 years. He was in a relationship with Sarah. He just leaves and doesn't say goodbye. He's gone. And he expects that Sarah should just wait for him. No, she doesn't. And then he comes back and he has this feeling of acclaim towards her. He drives to a clothing store, just snatches her, nabs her, puts her in the car, and she doesn't want to go. She doesn't want to go. I don't want to go. No, I don't give a shit. He's driving away to the Bluffs, a place where they met and kissed for the first time. And then he's saying from, you're really sorry, sorry, and this, and he's trying his hardest to get a kiss from her. And eventually, in the heat of the moment, they kiss, you know, the romantic in this, but it's in the heat of the moment because she's still with Axel. She still has more feelings for Axel because she knows that she left him. And then there's a sentence when TJ says, when he went to the West Coast, I'm presuming the West Coast of Canada, the French side of Canada, where you, fun fact, uh, in French, France, they ask for a beverage in a different, uh, it's a completely different kind of French. Like, now I'm not sure in France, how you say in France, can I have something to drink? A bouteille of water. I'm not sure. It's something like that. But in French Canada, they say a beverage. So it's it's like a beverage, but a beverage. Yeah. And he said, I really fell on my ass down there. I didn't know what I was doing. I wanted to come back. And then, and I still love you. And then she says, how was I supposed to know that Jesse, J is Jesse, apparently. So, presuming that Tom, T is for Tom, Tom Jesse Hanniger. Maybe, maybe we figured it out. Um, so, let's talk about the pluses and the minuses, right? That's comparing it. Yep, okay. I'm already going for the older one because I grew up with that one. Now people that younger generation that grew up with the remake, trying to uh, give them a broader perspective of the older one, and watch, if you watch the older one, the uncensored cut with all the kills and the gore, because the editing, they take out about 10 minutes of footage, 9 to 10 minutes of footage out of the uncensored one. So the minuses and the pluses is, plus is the gore in the old one, the acting, the atmosphere, the tension, the music. Music, in the end, there was a ballad, the Ballad of Harry Warden. Really beautiful song, really catchy. They made specifically for that movie. But the minus is the TJ claiming Sarah. And Axel isn't that bad of a guy, but there's a moment when TJ wants to bond with Axel in the junkyard where everybody is hanging out at night, cold as hell, because it's in Canada and in the winter. And he says, scoot over to drink with his bottle of scotch or whiskey or whatever. And he was playing the harmonica. And he just steps out of the car instead of sitting next to him, and TJ gives him a drink, cold at night, and he says, "Cold at night." Yeah, he says, and he starts playing the harmonica again. TJ takes his harmonica, and then they're doing a duet, and then he stops, and it's there. In my opinion, Axel's fault because they maybe wanted to have a civil conversation. But Axel was angry, and then of course TJ became angry, but it's still not right by just claiming her and that. But I, for some reason, I liked the love triangle in that movie. Then the minus and pluses, okay, from the remake, plus the gore, plus the acting. Although Axel is an asshole, he's a good act. He acts like a good asshole. I mean, he acts well as an asshole. Minus the atmosphere, I didn't feel that. Minus the tension, didn't feel that. Really didn't feel that. Um, Minus character development. So Axel being the sheriff, he, I said they're acting well, but I don't see Axel being the sheriff. He's an aggressive fuck who just punches a guy when he wants to, that's already corrupt. I mean, he looks like corrupt, you know. Um, and that's it. So three minuses for the remake, one for the original. So I'm going for the original. So I hope you like this review. Don't miss the remake. It's still a good movie. Watch them both. See what you think, and see you next time. Bye bye.